Hi everyone, how's it going? If you want to check out my reading for Porva Ashada on Empress Justice Tarot, you can. I'm offering deals as well for private services. Even though I'm taking a break from private services from tonight to the 27th of December, but you can still make appointments with me for my private services. All the details are on Empress Justice Tarot, so if you go ahead and check out that video, you can go ahead and do so. I'm not just promoting that video because, it's a special occasion. I mean, it is almost a day until the New Year's Eve. Like it's the 30th of December. It's just a day before New Year's Eve. So it's a very special reading. But on top of that, the reason it's important is because there's actual evidence of noise pollution on there from the gang stalkers. Guess where? So I have reported it to police. There is evidence. There should be evidence uploaded on YouTube by the time I'm getting ready to upload this video. And I've basically talked about how the noise pollution has affected me. I gave them details. Like, this is the thing about the police, right? I gave details to the police like the police asked me to. They asked me to, mind you. I've got recordings of other police conversations on my Facebook. That's not the only one that I've got. And every single time police ask me to go into detail, like I say, I'm sorry, I don't know which time, this, that, and the third. With my readings, I knew which time the noise pollution was taking place. And I also knew how long because I was able to actually measure the time of the video. So all of the evidence, even with all the evidence there, the evidence is there, the details are there. And this is the thing that pisses me off the most. It's not actually the gang stalkers, because the gang stalkers are going to do what they do, and that's the end of it. What pisses me off the most is the police giving me the runaround. This is what the gang stalkers' plan was. The gang stalkers know that I don't think like them. They know that I don't operate like them. So the whole point of continuing the harassment is to make sure that I'm put in a position where I think like them. But this is the problem now. I have been thinking like them. The problem that they're having is that I don't act like them. I don't fucking lie. I tell the truth about what I've done. I admit to what I've done. I admit my intentions behind them. I admit what causes the issue. So I'm over here being completely honest about what's going on. But I have been thinking like them. They've been telling me, like, report it to police. I reported it to the police on the 30th of November when they started calling me names. After I threatened to beat the piss out of them, the adults or the people who weren't children were still calling me names. That was after I threatened to beat the piss out of everybody in there, apart from the children. Yeah? That was afterwards. So it really goes to show what state of mind those people are on. You want me to think like that? And then on top of that, when these people were literally creating massive amounts of noise pollution, it's the children this time creating noise pollution. They did it at a time where I was supposed to go to London tomorrow. Now that I've talked to the police, now that I've spoken to them about this whole situation, I might not be able to leave until they contact me. This is the thing, right? Yeah, they're still going on. They're still going on there about all lies. Like, it's right there on the video, so they can argue with themselves. But like, this is the thing. I was supposed to go to London tomorrow. Because remember, my great aunt died, right? And, my family members are grieving. And I wanted to go over there to see them, to make sure they're okay, because I'm all right. I mean, I barely knew the woman. She was a great person from what I could see. She was a beautiful soul, but like, I barely knew her. All I knew was the vibes that I got from her. And I never, ever got the vibes from her that she was mean, that she was cruel, any of that. But more than me grieving, my family is grieving. And as much as I know that some of my family are involved in this shit, I still love them. Therefore, if they're going through any emotional issues, The second that they go through something serious, I am going to be there. I can be very harsh about my family, but when they're going through something serious, I like to be there for them. And on top of that, because I like to be there for them, like whilst I'm there, I could have been happy whilst I was in London, even though the electronic torture would have gone way up, right? I would have been happy in London. I would have been walking around doing my thing in London. They could be here using all kinds of slurs, having a good time, and they could sleep. But because all they can think about is upsetting me, they keep fucking themselves over time and time and time again. This is the same family whose one of their children who was starting fights at school because of what happened on the 30th. Let's think about this for a second. All anybody can think about is upsetting me and taking my focus off my life. But what's happening in their lives? You got children who start fights at school. You got children who are engaged in online battles with grown fucking adults. I didn't, and when I threatened to beat like 2 of the 4 people, I didn't know they were only teenagers. I didn't know they were that fucking young. But apparently they're that fucking young. Online, engaging with online battles with fucking adults. You got a 15-year-old walking past the door, engaging in a battle with an adult, picking a fight with an adult. And then on top of that, you got your kids starting fights at school. Your kids are hated at school. This whole neighborhood fucking hates you. They don't even like me. But they hate you because of the shit that you start. And as for this whole goading of, saying mum over and over again, because they're mocking me talking about my mother's death all the time. They wanted to mock that. There was a slight chance, the slightest chance that I could have saved my mother. There is no chance of you saving your fucking mother. And we're just talking about the addiction here, let alone the fucking gang stalking. There is no chance of you saving your fucking mother from this. Because none of you are getting out. None of you are getting out. And on top of that, you will keep talking and keep talking and keep talking until something happens to her. Don't you care? My mum's dead. She's been dead for almost a year. She doesn't have to worry about any of this shit anymore. I mean, sure, I get the feeling that she might be still watching me and might be still watching my brothers and my sister. Like, I get the feeling that she's still here watching over at least some of us, right? And she had siblings as well. She's probably dropping in on them occasionally. But my mum's been dead almost a year. She was fine. When we had that funeral for her, I could feel the energy from her. I could feel how at peace she was. I could feel how at peace she was, how relieved she was that she didn't have to be here anymore to suffer the abuse and neglect and the torture that she experienced. I could feel that from her. She's relieved not to be here. As much as I might miss her and as much as I might cry over how unfair the world is, she's fine. Mum's fine. My mother is fine because she's not here. In the meantime, what does your mother have to go through because of you and because of herself? What do all of you have to go through because of yourselves? You can't even sleep at night. And it doesn't matter whether I go to bed on time or whether I don't go to bed on time. As long as I'm here, you can't sleep. You had the chance to get rid of me, to get me out of this flat for at least a few days. You might have upended that now. Mom, your mom is literally on a guaranteed fast track to hell. Not my mom. But hey, as long as you're okay, as long as you're having fun, as long as you're mocking everybody, as long as you get your anger and your fear out, as long as you go around causing trouble trying to prove how brave you are, right? That whole family is fucked up. Don't know how to raise their children. And the thing is, I'm a fucked up person. Every person in my life is fucked up. So I'm not sitting over here pretending that I'm perfect. But that family got some fucking issues, bruh. How do you hate black people so much that you don't even love each other? Your whole life is falling apart because of this shit. Don't you care? But no, of course you don't, because all you care about is me being upset. I mean, and the weird thing is that there's this reliance on it, like, as long as she's upset and as long as she's annoyed, it's fine. Your life is falling apart. Precisely because of these actions that you've been engaging in for the last 3 years. And yes, I'm talking to everybody in the family, children included. You have fucked your lives up to the point where you are starting fights at school, to the points where your grades are slipping, to the point where you can't sleep. Your growth is stunted. I can see in your faces that you haven't slept properly. The last time I saw you, your faces were fucking puffy because you weren't sleeping. Stop it. Knock it off. My mum's fine. She's better off than your mum. Allow it. Allow it. Knock it off. You have ruined every single good moment in your life. You've ruined it all. And because you've ruined it all and you can't take responsibility, you want to ruin somebody else's good life. I didn't have that good a life to begin with. And yet you want to take whatever little that I have away from me. I don't even have that much in the first place. God forbid somebody should be black and happier than you, even when they're a fucking TI. And yeah, I feel absolutely no way in addressing a whole family, children included. You know why? Because black children come before they do. Targeted individual children of all races come before they do. There are TI children out there, there are TI fetuses out there being bombarded with weaponized frequencies right now. They matter more than you do. And yeah, I said black fucking children. I don't care. You know the amount of racism that those children got to go through over here? Even whilst Brighton is becoming more diverse, Brighton is not the diverse haven people think it is. It's okay if you're white and gay, but being black and gay or brown and gay is another matter entirely. They've got their priorities fucked up. Imagine small children, no bigger than the size of a bag of sugar, being jealous of a hardback fucking adult. That couldn't be me as a kid. I know because I was a kid. That could not be fucking me. Are you kidding me? And I'm going to say it. As a child, I was bigoted. And it wasn't because of what my parents taught me or what my schools taught me. It's because of what I saw on the TV, of what white people did to black people, of rights for whites coming back. As a 5-year-old child, I used to look at that and then be scared of the next white person I saw. You know what I didn't do? I didn't go out of my way to get a rise out of that man or to get a rise out of that woman because they were white. I stayed in my fucking lane because I was scared. That's what I did when I was scared. I stayed in my fucking lane. Why don't you go on YouTube? Your life is falling apart. What the fuck about my YouTube? No way out. My YouTube, what about it? What about it? I mean, what did you win? What did you win? What did you win? Your life is crashing around your ears. What did you win? And it's getting worse. It's just getting worse. What did you win? The police are not protecting you. The council are not protecting you. Like, and they're supposed to be on your side. You are gang stalkers. What did you win? What did you win? Me being upset? Congratulations. Hey, you know what you can do? You can go to the bank with Fabian's upset and see how much you can deposit. Go ahead and take Fabian's upset to the bank and see how much you can do. Take Fabian's grief to the bank. Take Fabian's upset to the bank. Take the mad lady's upset to the bank. Take the big black woman's upset to the bank. See how much you can put in there. See how much you can deposit in the bank. Whew, oh my God, where were these zingers when I was a kid? I could have cleaned up. I swear. I could have cleaned up. Where were these zingers when I was a kid, man? Dang. Maybe you can pay for your food with Fabian's upset. You can't even pay for much of the stuff that you got with them cheap coupons you've been paid with. What the fuck are you going to do with my upset? What are you going to do with my upset? What are you going to do with my anger? You can't cash that shit in. Nobody cares. I'm just hoping that I can get out of here tomorrow so that I can see my family. And when it comes to any stuff that might be stolen from in here, I know that I'm surrounded by addicts and racists. And I know that something's going to go missing because it already did. But it's just a matter of time, really. And truth be told, like, I've been keeping myself prisoner in this place to protect the tokens of love that have been given to me. But like I said before, love isn't finite. If I lose anything here, the love will come back another way. Because it always does. It always does. The only thing about love is that it changes, like, it changes form. It doesn't really go away. You know what I mean? You know, and when you're the kind of person who's surrounded by enemies all the time, loss is something that you really like have to get to grips with and you have to come to terms with and you have to find a way to live with, you know. And plus, enemies are good for me. It's because of my enemies that I came to Brighton in the first place. It's because of my enemies that I have Empress Justice Tarot and astrology, and it's growing every day, even if it is very slowly. It's because of my enemies that I found a way forward with my life. And I hate to admit it, but if I didn't have enemies, I don't think I would have got as far as I did. And I don't think I would have learned to be more attentive to the details of my life and to be more attentive to my health and to be more attentive to, to the obstacles that are in front of me. I don't think I would have done that without the enemies in my life. And I'm not going to say that they made my life better. I made my life better. I made a choice. But truth be told, like, I feel like having enemies in my life has not been my biggest problem. It's actually been my biggest solution. It's been my path forward. And, it's taken me a long time to see and to know and understand that. And instead of trying to solve the problem, I really should have just accepted it. Because every time I just accept it and I don't try to solve anything and I don't try to do, like, things always work out for me. There's always success coming in the form of another career opportunity or something. And it's always because of my enemies. It's always because of what they're doing. Yeah, I just hated it. I just hated living like that because it's being on constant high alert all the time. But when the enemies bring out that polarity in you, it makes you productive. It makes you focused. It makes you driven. Like, again, not all targeted individuals have the exact same makeup that I do. And with the astrology and with the tarot, I'm going to find a way around that. I'm going to make a series real soon. But with me, I can't lie. My enemies really have been my footstool. They've been my rungs on the ladder. I can't even lie. So this is the thing about my enemies. My greatest, the enemies will be annihilated. The enemies that I have will be annihilated. They will be destroyed. They will be crushed. They will be, yeah, they will be, but it's not going to be by me. Because what do I need to do that for? They make me rich. They get me views. They've gotten me literal career opportunities. So why do I need to do that? And yeah, I'm speaking out of emotion, and I'm sure when I feel another emotion that will change. But the truth of the matter is, while I have clarity of mind, I can see my enemies have literally been my footstool this entire time, and I didn't even know. And ironically, them trying to pile the shit on has only made it worse for them and better for me. And better for my mum too. She's at peace. She's fine. She really is okay. Like, she's fine. She's doing okay. It's me that's having a hard time with the injustice of the world. That's it. Other than that, all the people that I've loved and lost, like, what are they missing out on given the direction that this world has taken? What have they missed out on? On some real shit. Anyway, I gotta get on with the rest of my day. Hang on a second. What the fuck is this thing doing? Sorry, there was a lot of options and stickers on there. So I'm gonna get on with the rest of my night. I'm gonna try and clean up as much as I possibly can. Hopefully, I can get away tomorrow, and them fuckers up there can get some sleep. Maybe like live with what the fuck they've been doing and live with the choices that they've made enough to be able to get sleep. But I just want to make sure everything's cleared up before I go. So if anybody's broken in here, it's a bit more obvious. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. If you're a TI and you've made it this far, please let me know how you guys are doing. I always want to know. Okay. Peace and blessings. I love you so much. Bye bye, my darlings.